Veuillez m'excuser. Jeune homme, tu vas bien? Monsieur, do you need help?
Please, don't bother with me, ma'am. I'll be all right. I just need to rest a bit.
Imbécile à tête de cochon. You'll freeze to death out here. Can you stand? I'm a nurse. I can help you. Please, come with me.
Much obliged, ma'am.
On the bed, please. Lay down.
I'm awful sorry to put you through all this trouble on my account. Please accept my apologies, ma'am.
Remove your shirt, please. I need to check your wounds. Mon Dieu. Je suppose qu'ils les cultivent différemment au Texas.
I'm afraid my French is a little rusty.
Your wounds are infected. This doesn't look like this was your first rodeo, cowboy.
Ha, no, ma'am, it was not.
No need to be so formal, cowboy.
My apologies. I don't know your name is all.
Indeed, I've been a terrible hostess. My name is Josephine Geneviève Baptiste.
Josephine, that is a very lovely name, if I may be so bold.
Vous pouvez, cowboy. Excuse me a moment. I need to change out of this dress. And you, what is your name, if I may ask?
Charles. My name is Charles, Miss Baptiste.
Charles? C'est un nom puissant. Charlemagne, comme les rois d'autrefois, arraché de la boue comme un anneau d'argent perdu pour les âges. Mon Dieu, que dois-je faire de vous? No last name?
Just Charles. No last name. I never knew my father. My mother, God rest her soul, passed away shortly after I was born. I never had time to learn my name. I was given to the orphan train. I was passed up and down the rails for years, family to family. Never stuck around long. I guess I was too much of a headache. When I grew old enough, I decided my name was Charles. And that's how it's been ever since.
I see. A very sad tale. So how is it you wound up lying at my feet on a cold winter night? A spurned lover banished you from home,
Ha, nothing so tragically romantic, I'm afraid. A deck of cards landed me in your way. Poker, that is.
Ah, un jeu de hasard. La chute de beaucoup d'hommes de bien. Ha! You would not be the first man to have his life ruined by such things. A common occurrence in the French Quarter. It seems you gained a little luck back tonight, by landing at my feet, no?
I would certainly like to think so, Miss Baptiste.
Please, call me Josephine. I brought some water to clean your wounds. I warn you, it is a little cold. May I?
I am in your hands, Josephine. Thank you.
Very well. Now, try to relax and not make any sudden movements, okay?
I wonder, how did you come to be in this place, Josephine? Your demeanor speaks of sophistication and high society upbringing. Yet here you are, washing the wounds of a broken-down man. Not meaning to pry, of course, but still, I'm curious.
Phrase charmant, Charles. Since you ask in such a kind manner, I will tell you. It all started in Paris, of course. I was an only child. I lived with my mother in a small, very cramped poorhouse. It was a difficult upbringing. I was a rather rambunctious child, which my mother found difficult to live with. My mother was troubled. She gave me this, you know, my eye.
Was it some kind of accident?
No, it was not. She had a madness in her mind. Some days she would cry, morning and night. At other times she would fly into a terrifying rage. It was frightening. One evening, as I was getting ready for bed, she began behaving strangely. I'll never forget the look in her eyes. She screamed and howled at me, believing I was a thief who had come to steal food. I didn't know what to do. I simply retreated into a corner of the room. I begged her to stop, pleading with her that, "No, Mama, it's me, Josephine." So blinded by rage was she, that she was unable to understand what I was saying. The next thing I knew, she was running towards me, a straight razor in her hands.
Josephine, I am sorry I asked too much of you. I don't wish to have you endure the pain of remembrance. It was not my intention to revive injurious memories.
No, Charles. Do not apologize. Long have I carried this burden in my heart. It gives me small comfort that you are willing to shoulder some of the weight. Please let me finish. If I do not speak now, I fear I will never be rid of this spectre that haunts me. Vous êtes un homme gentil et doux. Dieu, donne-moi la force de me souvenir. I remember only bits and pieces. A terrible pain. My vision blurry. The warm river of blood running down my cheek. The taste of iron on my lips. Everything went black. When I awoke, all I could see was the soles of my mother's feet in the dim light. My palm squeezed tight against what remained of my right eye. I called out to her, "Mama, Mama, why have you done this to me, Mama?" There was only silence. It was only after crawling over the splintered wooden floor did I know the truth. My mother, lost in a conflagration of insanity, had slit her own throat. I made no sound, for the air in my lungs would not come out. The shock of it, I could not cope. I began to cry, my one good eye flowing with tears. The pain was indescribable, the horror of my mother's lifeless body, and the sudden realization that now I was truly alone. It was the darkest day of my life.
I am so terribly, terribly sorry that such suffering was visited upon you. Truly I am.
Thank you for listening, Charles. It means a great deal to me. I am surprised and delighted that you are not running for the door after hearing my sad story. Some people take exception to such visceral honesty. Clearly, you are made of sterner stuff than most. Have you always been so kind?
If tonight is to be our confessional, then no, I haven't always been so kind. In my younger days, I ran in a gang of cowboys. We did dirty work for pay. I was drunk most of the time.
I see. This placed you in morally compromising situations.
In those times, my morality was determined by whatever bottle happened to be in my hand, whiskey being the most persistent devil on my shoulder. I did many things that I sorely regret. I have killed many people, some that deserved it, and some who happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I am destined for the pit when I die, Josephine, and I've accepted that. We all make decisions in the course of our lives. I take responsibility for the decisions I made.
I understand. When I first landed here, I was penniless and without a roof over my head. I was persuaded by some unsavory women to find work in the brothels. It was not a pleasant experience. I soon learned to lose myself, to retreat into my own mind. The endless line of bodies, men and women. I could feel pieces of me slipping away, night after night. That all changed one night. A woman, clearly high in status and regard, came calling. Of all the women she could have chosen, I was the one summoned to her room. She had a certain air about her. Her clothes were unlike any fashion I had ever seen. The way she moved, it was almost unnatural. Most of all, it was her eyes that transfixed me. Eyes of the deepest scarlet. It took all the composure I had to climb the steps to her room. She was waiting at the door when I finally arrived.
Josephine, I'm delighted to finally meet you. Please, come in.
Thank you, ma'am. How can I be of service to you this evening?
N'aie pas peur de moi, mon enfant. J'ai veillé sur vous pendant très longtemps. Je suis ici ce soir pour votre plaisir seulement.
Madame, je ne m'attendais pas à cela. Tu dis que tu as veillé sur moi. Savons-nous déjà rencontrés?
The night when your mother took her own life, I was there, right next to you. I comforted you when you wept. I followed closely behind as you stole away on that steamship, when you retreated to that private place in your mind while you gave away your body to venomous women and brutish men. I was there, and I am here tonight with a proposal.
What? How do you know such things? I was alone, utterly alone. Who are you?
I have walked amongst your kind for so long that my name has become meaningless. Josephine, do you not tire of struggle? Do you have hopes and dreams? Do you not fear every night, tangled in a sweaty embrace with yet another aristocratic simpleton, when a crossword, a misplaced giggle, could send you straight to the gallows? I offer you the chance to never feel that fear ever again. Spend one night with me. Bind me to yourself, and you will never be alone and unloved for the rest of your life. Let me live through you. The choice is yours, Josephine.
I don't know what to do. We have only just met, but I believe you. You are correct. I live every night, terrified that I will suffer the same fate as my mother. Are your words true? That you would never leave me? I am so tired. I can't bear to be alone any longer.
Ah, it is done. Tonight, my body will be your tapestry. Take from me what you desire. All pleasures requested will be fulfilled. Tomorrow, you are reborn, Josephine. Always together, never alone.